Jotaro Kujo, the invincible Joestar, and Yuta Okkutsu, the cursed child. Anime characters, so iconic that they were the main characters at one point in the story and were slandered by certain bottom feeders whom we shall not speak of in this video. Now it's time for them to stop the slander and claim the spotlight once again to see which of these soul-bound teenage boys can win alongside their spirit-based partners, Yuta's Queen of Curses or Jotaro's The Star. Welcome to Fiction Duel. Apparently, 99.3% of the people who watch my videos are unsubscribed, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Got it? Back to the video. Jotaro does not keep many weapons on hand, as one might think. Aside from some books to stop knives under his shirt, beads / sniper bullets for projectile-based fighting, and a spear to use in a pinch, his greatest weapon, or in this case ally, is Star Platinum, a close-range humanoid stand whose attack radius extends to a maximum of 2 meters, with one of the most impressive stand parameters across the entire JoJo verse. Star Platinum excels in close quarters beatdowns, which is where punch barrage comes from. Star Platinum can also enhance its physical attributes like telescopic sight, phasing through physical bodies to make contact with eternal organs, and use the famous Star Finger technique. Of course, those extra abilities are just appetizers for the main course being a time-stopping ability which Jotaro unlocked in the heat of his battle against Dio. Now, the time stop varies in length, with the minimum being 0.5 seconds and the maximum being 5 seconds, with a brief few second cooldown. Also, since stands are soul-based entities creating from the user's life energy, any damage the stand takes is reflected upon the user, and if the stand user dies, so does the stand, which relates to the fact that stands can interact with and even harm the souls they target. We also have numerous instances of stand users resisting the effects of other stands / stand users, like death manipulation. A stand user can just bring themselves back to life so long as their body's intact and their soul doesn't give up, which also leads to stand users' souls not being able to be destroyed so easily, and even ignore forced commands that could bend the target's will just by simply living by their own rules. Now, for Jotaro's signature secret Joestar technique taught to him by Joseph himself that involves having 2 functioning legs and must be used as a last resort no matter what. With Yuta being the hero of his own story, of course, he needs a katana he imbues with cursed energy to aura farm with. Black Flash, which can bring out 120% of Yuta's potential and works like a critical hit. Reverse Curse technique, which can heal wounds and even regenerate entire limbs. All thanks to Yuta's immense cursed energy reserves, which plays in part to his innate domain, protecting him from foreign intrusions like his soul being tampered with. Although his most important possession of all being the ring from his childhood love, which serves as a catalyst to summon Rika, a parting gift from Yuta's girlfriend which she passed on to the afterlife. This copy she left behind when fully manifested allows Yuta to gain access to all of the cursed techniques he's copied. Due to Rika consuming parts of Jujutsu sorcerers throughout both her and Yuta's journey, The abilities that Yuta has access to for 5 minutes are as follows. More weapons, like cursed tools and a durable steel arm. For techniques, his go-to in order to end the fight quickly is cursed speech, which enhances the user's commanding words with cursed energy that forces targets to obey. Those commands range from paralyzation by saying don't move, sleep, which does what you think it does, and die, which serves as an instant kill. Dhruv Lagdawalla's Shikigami can cut you if you come in contact with their orbital path, Sky Manipulation, which can redirect attacks and can make you invisible by bending the space surrounding you, G-War Staff, by drawing blood from the opponent, Yuta gains precognition of his opponent's actions for a few seconds ahead of time. Now, for our real ultimate secret move, behold, Yuta's Domain expansion, Authentic Mutual Love, a metaphysical space which represents Yuta's mental landscape that envelops the immediate area in a barrier that boosts the user's stats and has a short hit effect on the activation of the curse technique the domain is based on. Yuta's Domain is a collection of infinite swords that represent a different technique Yuta has copied, with the caveat being each blade can only be used once, and the bonus being each blade can only be used by him. I guess this means Yuta and Rika's love was pure after all. For Star Platinum's raw power, let's go with one of its most iconic feats in breaking the hard as diamond teeth from High Priestess, which was calculated at small building level or large building level. If we take the whole barrage of punches in total. Another notable feat is Star Platinum sucking up the stand known as Justice Paws, who became a fog that covered an entire town worth 1.38 to 8.73 tons of TNT. Or if you believe Star actually sucked a town worth of fog, that would be 5.6 kilotons, or small town level. For scaling him to other stand users from different parts of JoJo, we have the stand Red Hot Chili Pepper, who was able to absorb all of the electricity of the town of Morio, which would be worth 505 tons of TNT to even 6.2 kilotons of TNT, which is multi-city block level to town level. Let's also not forget his daughter Jolene's stand, Stone Free, being able to deflect meteors coming straight from the atmosphere summoned by the stand Planet Waves. The kinetic energy of these meteors ranging from 1.2 kilotons to 49 kilotons of TNT. In other words, small town level to town level. Now, for JoJo's most notorious scaling in all of Part 3 being the Sun Stand, that was 100 meters above a desert and was heating up the air in the immediate area Jotaro's group was in, meaning it was generating 8.29 tons of TNT, or large building level plus worths of energy. Or if we treat it as if the stand was heating up the entire desert landscape all at once, this would be a feat worth 37 gigatons of TNT, making it island level. Now, for the highest possible end, you could argue, is in the genesis of the Universe light novels. The stand, known as Dark Mirage, was able to recreate the entirety of the United States of America, lift it, and move it at 200 kilometers per hour. The kinetic energy generated by the movement speed would equal about 7 teratons of TNT, while the creation feat itself would equal about 46 ronatons of TNT, country level and brown dwarf star level respectively. It's important to clarify, most of the higher end feats depend on treating attacks and attack potency as one of the same, which wouldn't be an accurate depiction of Star Platinum's power. And none of these feats will scale directly to Jotaro, since, for the most part, he's a regular human. For more details of the lower end scaling for JJK top tiers, check out my Yuji vs Denji video, because the type of scaling I'm going to include in this video is going to be an updated version of the new metas for JJK's power scaling that I think is the most consistent for top tiers in the verse. For direct scaling, in the end of the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 movie, Yuta was able to fire off a maximum charge love beam from Rika worth 11.4 kilotons to 36.7 kilotons of TNT, which across both calculations is town level. Yuta, being one of the 4 special grades Jujutsu sorcerers in the modern era, he should massively upscale from grade 1 sorcerer Kento Nanami, causing a small earthquake worth 249.7 kilotons of TNT, which equals large town level. Not to worry, as there are higher ends for Yuta. He should upscale from the disaster curses like JoJo, maximum meteor being able to cause a huge earthquake ranging from magnitude 5 to magnitude 8, which equals around 4.14 megatons to 122 gigatons, meaning it should be small city level to large island level. Yuta, as far as Shinjuku Showdown arc is considered, relative to the likes of 19 Finger Sukuna, meaning he should upscale from 15 Finger Sukuna splitting clouds in Shibuya, which, judging from the cloud's density and distance, should range from 1.85 gigatons to 1.06 teratons of TNT, or large mountain level to small country level, which should be a bit more consistent as you think, considering Yuta can perform a maximum output Jacob's ladder, which equals 10.35 teratons of TNT, a country level feat, and Yorozu's perfect sphere constructed from liquid metal, which is 107.5 gigatons to 1.28 teratons of TNT, large island level and small country level, once again proving further consistency. Now, for the absolute highest ends Yuta can possibly scale to is his consistent relativity towards fellow special grade sorcerer Geto/Kenjaku, as Yuta was able to sneak up from behind and decapitated him, which is notable since Kenjaku in Geto's body has some of the best durability feats in the series, as he was able to survive Yuki's black hole, which, judging from how his body was already getting spaghettified, would be enduring 239 petatons of TNT, which is consistent considering that the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 novelization, Yuta was stated to be able to destroy the world, and Geto survived being near it when his Uzumaki attacks clashed with the beam. To add consistency to this, when Kenjaku endured the attacks from the comedian Jujutsu sorcerer known as Fumihiko Takaba, was able to create an ocean of Fanta worth 198.4 petatons of TNT, alongside creating a sun, which is multi-continental and star level respectively. In terms of speed, both fighters scale above supersonic level attacks, like Star Platinum catching a bullet at point blank range, which ranges from Mach 3.33 to 4.57, and scaling to Yuji dodging Chozo's piercing blood at Mach 2.72 to Mach 3.47 for Yuta. Speaking of Yuta, his mid-ends should get him into the massively hypersonic to sub-relativistic ranges, as Yuta can perform a Black Flash, which requires conscious curse energy output within a microsecond, which is around Mach 284.4 to Mach 932.09, and Hakari dodging lightning at Mach 2636 to Mach 4760. For sub-relativistic, that comes from Toji perceiving lightning in slow motion at 3% the speed of light. For the absolute highest end for Yuta, after the fact JJK has been narratively nerfed due to Deborah's light speed statements in JJK Modulo, is his relativity to Sukuna, reacting to Jacob's ladder at 33 to 63.5% the speed of light. Jotaro's speed is about what you would expect from JoJo characters, as Star Platinum is bare minimum light speed due to various statements stating him as one of the fastest stands ever, even though the massively faster than light calculations relies on calc stacking and glossing over the fact that Polnareff had to time his attacks with Silver Chariot in order to tag the light speed moving stand Hangman. Jotaro should still upscale from Silver Chariot deflecting light beams from the Sun Stand, and Cars also deflecting UV rays, both equaling 29.99 times the speed of light to 40.3 times the speed of light, or FTO plus in simple terms. Both Yuta and Jotaro are geniuses in their craft. As for Yuta, after the end of JJK 0, he was able to reclaim his title of Special Grade Sorcerer in just 3 months, won the Goodwill event by himself without Rika, and was considered the second strongest sorcerer in the modern Jujutsu era. He defeated the 4 strongest incarnated sorcerers in the Sendai colony from the Culling Games by himself back to back, alongside standing his ground against the strongest sorcerers in the entire series like Geto, Kenjaku, and the King of Curses himself, Sukuna. Jotaro is also quite well versed in defeating the top tier villains in his verse, like the arch enemy of the Joestar bloodline, Dio Brando, by unlocking his time stop and outmaneuvering the likes of Dio and pummeling him with a rage-fueled stand rush. He also outfoxed many of Dio's minions by bluffing DRB to a point he had a heart attack, immediately deduced where the Sunstand user was hiding in the desert, and outsmarted Dio himself by faking his death and stopping his own heartbeat. Now, I think we've heard enough about how big-brained these fighters are. It's time to see how they will stack up against one another as the fight commences. Before that happens, make sure to leave a like, hype up the video, and leave a comment on what kind of videos you want next, or, better yet, donate on my Cash App for any specific requests, as it does help the channel a lot. Okay, shameless plug over. Fight! Yare yare daze. As Jotaro realizes he's somehow been transported into a recreation of the Culling Games, and by beating his way to the top until he owns his own colony, where Yuta eventually arrives, wanting to claim some more points for himself. Jotaro and Yuta lock eyes with each other, knowing exactly what will transpire as the battle starts now. I'll be honest, this has been one of the most complicated fiction duels I've done in a long time, as both Yuta and Jotaro have their advantages and disadvantages in this fight. For starters, both fighters would be able to perceive and interact with each other's powers, as both harness some form of spiritual energy and can see invisible entities which are a reflection of the person's soul, as to an extent both life energy and curse energy are fueled by intense emotions. When it comes to stats, if we look at attack potency, comparing lower end to lower end, Jotaro would be around small building to large building level, while Yuta is casually town level to large town level. And if we're going to dubious high ends, Yuta has star level scaling, while Jotaro is maybe brown dwarf star level. Looking back, no matter what way you slice it, Yuta has the edge in raw power and durability. As for speed, that easily goes to JoJo's, as Star Platinum has stronger arguments for being faster and light in comparison to JJK arguments. Something to keep in mind is that Jotaro cannot run at these speeds and can still be blitzed by attacks he knows are coming. So this is going to boil down to hacks. Yuta can't just instantly win with cursed speech, as JoJo characters are just so built different that they can ignore forced commands, and come back from the dead and time stop would hinder most of Yuta's attacks in the beginning until you realize that Star Platinum's attacks would do 0 damage and any damage inflicted would get healed with reverse curse technique. Even if Star Platinum tries to phase through Yuta and attack his soul or heart, Yuta's inner domain would protect him from any internal attacks, and this wouldn't be impeded by the time stop, as innate domains are metaphysical in nature and reflect a person's inner soul and heart, which would operate outside the linear form of time. As it's proven when Toji faced off against a cursed spirit whose innate domain operates outside the flow of time. This is important as Yuta's trump card would be his domain expansion, Authentic Mutual Love, which is a reflection of his innate domain and should be fourth-dimensional to an extent, infinite in scope, and should scale above the inventory curse, meaning Jotaro's time stop wouldn't have the sufficient range to be effective, meaning Jotaro and Star Platinum would be completely vulnerable to being blasted by Jacob's Ladder or getting cut into pieces with Shrine in the domain expansion. Not to mention, there's also the chance that Yuta can just clip him with his massive AoE curse energy attacks, or bum rush Jotaro with Rika. In conclusion, while Yuta and Rika will struggle with Jotaro's tricks and strategies at first, Yuta's overwhelming power, innate resistances, and power of love will allow him to claim all the points he wants as he becomes the winner of this fiction duel. And that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed this installment of Fiction Duel. Stay tuned for next week, because I shall do a more unique battle involving very explosive individuals. Well, until next time, keep on creating. See you around.